Hey everybody, this is TJ, and I guess the term would be I got punked. Let me tell you about this. So today is Saturday. Friday morning, I am at work. I'm getting ready to start. I'm getting my computer ready, my work computer. And I always like to play the Lo-Fi Girl YouTube channel in the background when I'm working because the music helps me focus. If I play music that I enjoy while I'm working, it detracts from my focus. So I pull up YouTube, and the first thing I see is some video recommendations, one of which says the Beatles, and it has the image of the Anthology 4 on it, and it says the Beatles Real Love 2025 remix. It's Friday, and I think, oh, okay, they've released it. The week prior they released the remix of Real Love. I thought I'll have to listen to this on my break. So I go about my work day. On break, I listen to this remix on YouTube, and I'm puzzled by the fact that I don't see the remix listed on either Tidal or on Apple Music, which is the two streaming services I have access to. And I'm kind of puzzled by this, but I think, oh well, maybe it'll get there later. Because usually these things come out simultaneously on all platforms. But, stuff happens, So anyways, I go about my work day. I listen to it again on lunch. I'm not real impressed with the remix. And so I get off work. On Fridays, Superfan and I generally like to go somewhere and get a little bite to eat together. I'm telling her about it. And I'm saying, when we get done here, we'll go home, make a video. I want you to hear it too, and I want to get your reaction as well. So we go home after we've eaten dinner. We get set up, set up the camera, the lights, and everything. We listen to it. We compare. We listen to the original 95 mix, and I pull up this other mix, and I'm still like, it's not on Tidal or Apple Music. It's only on YouTube. And so I stream it through our stereo system on the Bluetooth. And I'm playing it. We discuss our thoughts on the remix and what we will talk about. Just kind of a little kind of like pre-discussion about it. And we're about ready to start filming. And I have to explain to you that this has all been on my cell phone. I'm looking at the video again on my cell phone, and for the first time, I think I'm taking a real serious look. Because at work, I just saw the thumbnail. It just was kind of like, oh, okay, there it is. Oh, I see the headline, the title. I haven't looked that closely yet. Same thing at work. I just hit play, and I'm just listening while on Bluetooth, and I'm just, listening to it during I'm on break. And I've been very busy, and I haven't really thought to look anywhere else other than Tidal and Apple Music. So I'm looking at my phone at the video of what I've been thinking is the stream of the remix of Real Love from the Beatles, and it's not the Beatles YouTube channel. It's some channel called The Hype. And it says leaked. And I'm like, this is a fan remix. But I think to myself, well, wait a minute, maybe I just pulled up the wrong video. So I search, I see a couple other videos. I see all these other videos that say The Beatles, Real Love, 2025 remix. Some of them say leaked in parentheses, some of them don't. None of these are from the official Beatles channel. And I can't take the fact that it says leaked as true, because anybody could say that. I have to assume for right now, these are fan remixes, because there's a whole culture of Beatle remixes out there on YouTube. It's something I've been thinking I should talk about. In fact, I know there's one person here on the Patreon that is quite into the remixes, and I've heard some of them. They're pretty good. And I've heard remixes that some of which are terrible, some of which I think are good. It's funny. The other day, I was watching Matt Williamson's on his channel, Pop Goes the 60s, excuse me. And he was discussing his thoughts on the whole anthology thing. He said, this is probably the most ho-hum reaction I've ever seen for a Beatles project. And he said, you know, that he thinks that some of the most fascinating remixes are likely to come from fans at this point, because they've put off releasing Rubber Soul for so long. And I thought to myself, that's something, you know, I should probably talk about, is this whole culture. Because what surprises me is that they don't get taken down. I'm kind of intrigued by that. Why doesn't Universal Music do anything about that? You know, if I talk about the Beatles in any of my videos and I play, like say I do an album analysis and I play any clip that's longer than say 8 or 9 seconds, there's a high probability I'll get some kind of a hit from Universal Music Group. Yet these remixes they're just there. You know, I'm puzzled by this. I'd be curious to find out more from the people who do these remixes and post them on YouTube. What has happened? At any rate, though, so it's dawning on me that I've been duped. I thought I was hearing an official remix. Now, maybe this is a leak and this is actually the real official remix, but I can't assume that. And I'm not going to comment on that. And I have to, some of them actually did say they were fan remixes, but they all say the Beatles Real Love 2025 remix. Many of them were posted just a few days ago. And so I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm talking to Superfan about this and I'm saying, you know, oh my gosh, I came so close to posting this. We were ready to film this. I had not even bothered to check other news sources just to confirm that this actually had been released. And I should have been tipped off by the fact that Tidal and Apple Music had not yet released it. I just kept thinking, oh, it's just some weird glitch. I mean, there's so much weird stuff going on these days with the Beatles camp. I just wrote it off. I didn't really think about it that much. And I was grateful that I figured this out before we had shot a whole video, before I had imported it to my computer and then edited it, created opening and ending titles, added visual elements, created a thumbnail. I'm glad for that. I'm also glad that I found out before I actually posted the damn thing and people had seen it and then called me out and said, dude, you were listening to a fan remix. So yeah, while I felt like, oh God, I got punked, I also was very glad that I figured this out. And, you know, some days you can be in kind of a bubble. And that day I was just in kind of a bubble, you know, at work, after work, you know, we went out and I never bothered to look that closely. And here's the funny thing. I was looking at all these afterwards when we're at home and I finally figured this out. I'm looking at all these postings on my phone here on YouTube. And I see one that from a glance looks like it says Paul McCartney. I'm like, Paul McCartney? And I see like a little over 200 subscribers. I'm like, this can't be Paul McCartney. 200 subscribers? No way. I pull up the video and I can see it a little bit better. and I realize it says Pork McCartney. Pork McCartney. And yeah, it's a fan remix. Ah, man. Anyways, though, so that was the video that almost was. And thank goodness I caught it beforehand. Shaking my head, shaking my head emoji. Anyhow, though, that's all. Just another day in paradise.